The sun was shining bright over Tampa, Florida, on May 23, 2018. The streets were alive with people enjoying the fresh air, joggers pushing their limits, cyclists enjoying the wind against their faces, and families out for morning strolls. Among them was 24-year-old Jessica Reisinger Raubenold, a devoted wife and mother visiting Tampa from Ohio. Jessica was an active, loving mother who cherished every moment with her 21-month-old daughter, Lilia. That morning, she had decided to take Lilia out for a walk along Basankim Bayshore Boulevard, a well-known scenic road with a breathtaking view of the waterfront. With its wide sidewalks and picturesque setting, Bayshore Boulevard was the perfect spot for families and fitness enthusiasts alike. Jessica gently pushed Lilia's stroller as she walked, the little girl giggling as the morning breeze brushed against her cheeks. It was supposed to be just another peaceful morning, a chance for mother and daughter to bond. Neither of them knew that their lives would be cut short in mere moments. At the same time, 18-year-old Cameron Herron was on Bayshore Boulevard, fresh out of Tampa Catholic High School. Cameron had a bright future ahead of him. He came from a privileged background with parents who had worked hard to provide him with the best opportunities. As a graduation gift, Cameron had received a brand new 2018 Ford Mustang GT, a powerful sports car that many young drivers could only dream of. With its sleek black exterior and roaring engine, the Mustang was built for raw speed and adrenaline-fueled excitement. Sitting in the passenger seat beside Cameron was his older brother, Tristan Herron. In another car, a Nissan Altima, was Cameron's friend, 20-year-old John Barano. The two young men were filled with excitement and recklessness as they pulled up beside each other at a traffic light. They exchanged a knowing look, their hands gripping the steering wheels, their feet poised over the gas pedals. The engine of Cameron's Mustang rumbled like a beast, waiting to be unleashed. The light turned green, and they took off. What started as a moment of fun quickly turned into a dangerous street race. Cameron and John pushed their cars to the limit, speeding down Bayshore Boulevard like they were on a racetrack. They swerved between cars, ignoring the safety of pedestrians and other drivers. The posted speed limit was 45 miles per hour, but Cameron's Mustang was reaching over 100 miles per hour. They were too caught up in the thrill to think about the consequences, but consequences were coming, fast. Jessica had reached a crosswalk, unaware of the high-speed race happening just down the road. She looked both ways, saw no cars close by, and began to push Lilia's stroller across the street. At that exact moment, Cameron's Mustang came hurtling toward them. He was moving too fast to stop. The sickening impact happened in an instant. Jessica's body was thrown 40 feet into the air before slamming into the pavement. Her head hit the ground with a force so great that it was instantly fatal. Lilia, still strapped into her stroller, was ripped from it by the sheer force of the crash. Her tiny body was thrown violently to the side of the road. Jessica died instantly. Lilia was rushed to the hospital, doctors fighting desperately to save her, but her injuries were too severe. Within 24 hours, she was gone too. The once peaceful Bayshore Boulevard was now a crime scene, littered with glass and debris, haunted by the horrific screams of bystanders who had witnessed the tragedy. Cameron and John stopped their cars, their faces pale with shock. The adrenaline had worn off. Reality had hit them like a freight train. They had killed a mother and child. News of the crash spread like wildfire. The Tampa community was outraged. How could two young men be so reckless? How could this tragedy have been avoided? The Tampa Police Department quickly arrested Cameron and John Hown at the scene. Both were charged with vehicular homicide and street racing, resulting in death. Jessica's husband, David Robinolto, was shattered. The love of his life and his precious daughter were gone. His entire world had been ripped apart in seconds. The loss was unimaginable. David, devastated and heartbroken, took the stand in court, pleading for justice. His pain was evident, his grief unbearable. My daughter didn't get a chance to grow up. My wife didn't get a chance to watch her grow, all because of a reckless decision. The courtroom fell silent. Some people wept. After 3 years of legal battles, Cameron Herron was sentenced on April 8, 2021 to 24 years in prison. 9 years for the death of Jessica, 15 years for the death of Lilia. His friend, John Barano, took a bow plea deal and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. The judge stated, "You have to understand that the consequences of reckless actions are real, and they are permanent. For some, the sentence was justice served. For others, it was too harsh." As Cameron sat in his prison jumpsuit, preparing to spend decades behind bars, something unexpected happened. People from Brazil, the Middle East, and parts of Asia began romanticizing him. They called him too handsome for prison. Social media exploded with TikTok videos of Cameron in court, edited with dramatic music and slow-motion effects. Supporters argued that Cameron was a victim of an unfair justice system, that other reckless drivers had received lighter sentences, but others fought against this narrative. They reminded the world that Jessica and Lilia were real people, not just names in a courtroom. A mother and daughter lost their lives, a husband lost his family. David Robinolto was horrified by the social media movement. "This is not about Cameron," he said. "This is about Jessica. This is about Lilia. This is about a tragedy that should never have happened." Despite multiple appeals, Cameron remains in prison, serving his 24-year sentence. His family continues to fight for a reduced sentence, but so far, the courts have upheld the ruling. This case is a cautionary tale, a chilling reminder that one reckless choice can destroy lives forever. Jessica and Lilia were innocent victims. Cameron was a young man who made a terrible decision. And now, he will spend decades paying for it. Speeding kills, racing isn't a game, and the road is not a playground.